Just a little late.
Better late than never.
That's right. Better late than ever. Here we go, peeps. Let's wait for the video to come through. There's so much more green in the podcast.
Because of Leafy.
It almost looks like a hand.
Hello, Julian. Hello, Sam. Hello, Joaquin. Hello, Paul. Hello, Zane.
Oh.
Hello, Michael. That's okay if you can only stay for 10 minutes.
No worries.
Hello, different Sam.
This
Hello,
will all
Lee.
be
Hello,
available. Okay.
SBC.
We are live, hon. So feel free to do the intro whenever you're ready.
Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Tailosive Talks podcast. I'm your host, Louise Erickson, and joining me today is my beautiful husband.
Oh,
handsome, I should say.
thank you.
Handsome husband,
We'll
Andrew
take
Erickson.
anything. Thank you. Beautiful or handsome.
You'll take anything?
Any compliment, I'll take.
Is it that
No,
rare
that's fine.
that you get them?
No, it's just I'm on the internet a lot, so compliments are appreciated because they are few and far between. But
You
that's
guys
okay.
should compliment him more.
I probably am over exaggerating. They compliment me plenty of times. As someone just said, SBC Gaming just said, "You're the best, Drew." Hey, Drew, huge fan here, and thank you. I appreciate
Good.
that. Or they're just a giant fan. They don't enjoy my content.
They
just,
like twirl around on the ceiling because they're a giant
They're
fan.
just letting me know that. I'm a huge fan, by the way. I don't like your content.
I blow air on people.
Beautiful. And I appreciate all the love. The internet is a dark place, indeed. Anywho, how are you doing? How was your day today?
It was really good.
Yeah?
I started training for my job yesterday.
Yay! The new position.
My new position in
has
customer
begun.
service.
Yes.
And I'm like a little nervous because now I'm talking to actual people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And usually, you know, they're emailing in or chatting in for the issues they're having. So
Right.
it's definitely different to just be like bombarded with complaints. But so far it's been good.
Good.
And how's your day going? What did you do today?
It's pretty good. It was fairly productive. As the last vlog I mentioned, I'm standing by my goal to move a little bit more every day. Not huge things. Well, that was pretty huge. There was the iMac Pro box today. That was kind of heavy and big.
Oh, and we did the rug yesterday.
We moved a bunch of stuff.
We somehow fit that in the car, which is crazy. It's like probably like 20 feet by 10 feet.
It's a super huge rug that was the PewDiePie featured rug, mind you.
Is that it?
This rug was in Lawai. That rug that we laid down in the tech room, we rolled that up yesterday and moved it to our house. And man, that thing was heavy.
It's immortal now. Forever.
Yeah. No, that was a big move. But we moved, like, in order to accommodate that carpet, we had to move everything in our house.
Yeah.
Basically everything.
Everything. Our whole couch and TV. That's pretty much it. That's all we moved.
No, I mean, we moved our bedroom. We've moved our
Let them know, like,
wardrobe.
where everything's going so far.
So there were two rugs. There was a PewDiePie rug that was huge, and I'm just calling it the PewDiePie rug because it was in a PewDiePie video. And then there was a smaller rug of that same style that we took to our house, and just kind of laid it down in the TV viewing area. So we moved that rug into what is now our bedroom. But before it was our bedroom, it was just an empty room.
It was our second bedroom.
Like our guest bedroom.
So now that's where we're staying. And it's really cold in there because it's the farthest room away from the heater.
It is a little colder, yeah. But we have a heater in there.
Yes.
So we keep warm and we keep
you.
each other warm. So
You
that's
try.
nice. Oh,
You
do I
like-
not succeed?
While you're sleeping, you like sprawl away from me.
I'm a roller.
You are.
I'm a high roller. Well, we got a super chat from Sam who says, Drew has nice ears. There is my
Aw.
compliment.
Thank
Wow.
you.
You should see the back of
He
them.
does have nice ears.
They're disgusting.
Also, someone earlier said, where is it? He said, like, your hands are looking nice as usual. As per usual. Oh, here it is.
Ouch.
Drew. Chase says, Drew, your hands look beautiful as per usual. No?
That's
Is that a
sarcasm.
lie?
My hands
I
look
like
disgusting.
your hands.
Thank you. Thank
There's
you.
like, texture to them.
Like sandpaper
Yes.
or pavement.
Julian says, I love your videos. Your
Aw,
videos.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julian.
My hands feel like sidewalk, basically. Have you ever rubbed your hands on the sidewalk? That's what my hands feel like. Anywho.
But fleshier, like a fleshy
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Ooh.
Imagine if there were sidewalks
Ew.
made of like human. Okay, let's not go there. Human
Man,
skin.
This got dark fast. How long have we
How
been
is that
live?
dark?
6 minutes.
It is getting dark outside. Makes sense that it's also getting dark inside.
That's true. But no, yeah, I had a productive day with moving, and I've finished 2 videos that are uploaded now, and they haven't gone live yet because they're processing. One of them is a Captain Marvel rant, because I did not enjoy Captain Marvel, and it's 20 minutes.
The movie? It's
Yeah.
not really for a movie.
The movie's 20 minutes. No, the rant was 20 minutes. It was 25 minutes before I edited it down and cut out some things. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy it. But anyway, I won't go into it now because you'll all see it after this, or you won't because you don't have to.
Ben asks, has Louise seen Captain Marvel yet, and does she hate it as much as Drew? I don't hate Drew. What made you think that?
Do you hate it as in Drew?
I'm
You're just
kidding.
like intentionally double thinking everything
I'm
today.
double entendring.
Yeah, you're looking through
No,
everything.
I haven't seen Captain Marvel yet, and I'm not really interested in watching it unless Drew said it was good. Then maybe I would have watched it. But since he said it was bad, definitely not watching it.
You trust my recommendation that much? Because a lot of the time
Yeah.
you like things I don't like.
Yeah, but I don't really like superhero movies to begin with.
So you probably wouldn't have liked this one even if I did like it.
Maybe not.
You didn't love Infinity War.
Yeah, I thought it was. I'm not gonna go there because I know your
No,
fans
that's
are
okay.
into that.
No, go ahead.
That's
all right.
I didn't think it made that much sense, and it
You
was just
would've
like
really hated Captain
melodramatic
Marvel
for
then.
no reason.
If you didn't like Infinity War because it didn't make sense, you really would have hated Captain Marvel. Because in my opinion, it made no sense.
Less sense.
Ugh, yeah, even less sense than Infinity War. I liked Infinity War, but yeah, I thought this was bad, and it had nothing to do with the politics. I tried to keep that for the most part out of the video. It has nothing. If Dan were reviewing Captain Marvel, it would just be a 20-minute rant on Brie Larson.
Why?
Because
I like her as an actress.
I do too. She's been in some great movies.
Like that one owl movie, Hoot. Do y'all remember that?
I don't
Disney
know.
Channel.
That
It's called like Hoot,
I wasn't.
and they
gonna,
were saving these baby owls.
I wasn't gonna reference that. I was gonna say Room.
Oh yeah, Room was good too.
We watched that together, didn't we?
Yeah,
You really liked that movie.
it was good. I actually read the book when I was like
okay.
in
I didn't know that.
7th grade, and like that's a really dark book to read at that age.
It's
Like,
a super
someone-
dark story.
Yeah.
It's fiction though, right? It's
No,
not,
I'm pretty sure it's based on a true story. Let
I
me
think it's
look
very
it up.
loosely based. I've heard. I mean, what I mean is like, it's a what do you call it? It's fiction, but it's not like too out there.
Oh, it's not a true story.
But it's based.
It
That's
has
happened
real
before.
world inspiration.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is like the situation described in Room has been a real instance.
Right.
People
Well,
have been
there's-
kidnapped and held captive
Yeah,
for
and
like.
had kids with the rapists. And
Oof, my God, we just got demonetized.
sorry,
Oh well,
I meant therapists.
that's worse.
What? Why?
No,
But therapists.
realistic fiction. Yes, thank you, Rich. But no, that for those who don't know, Room, not to be confused with The Room, starring Tommy Wiseau, which is a very different movie. Room is a movie about a girl who I think is abducted when she's like 18, or she's like in high school.
She's young, yeah.
She's pretty young, and then she's held hostage by, this psychopath or whatever.
Right.
And then they have a kid together that she grows up with and raises.
He does stuff to her against her will, basically.
Obviously, if you're held captive, you're not consenting to
No,
much.
she enjoys that part.
I don't think so. Don't worry, this isn't a real story, but it has happened before. I've heard of it. I've heard of
Yeah.
people that will be kidnapped at a young age and then be held against their will by their, by this psychopath, and they'll even, out of fear of their loved ones and friends, like, still come back to them just because they grew up with them or they're so attached with them, and they just kind of admit, defeat in that way. It's really sad stories.
Like learned helplessness. Isn't that also might be a part of like Stockholm syndrome, where you start to relate to your?
I think it's a form of that.
Your captor.
Yeah, where it's like your captor's been holding you for so long that you don't even like hate them anymore. That you're just like you just agree to work with them. In the best case scenario, because that's kind of what that's what Room starts out with. Is like she doesn't want to be there, but she's definitely not trying to escape.
Yeah. Well, she tries to be nice as possible, because if she gets on his bad side, doesn't he like beat her or like do worse things to her?
Right. It's not the situation where like your prisoner's held like tied up or anything. They're just kind of living. Right.
They've given up on the idea of being free a little bit.
So they give a what was it? Wasn't there a reason like she decided like, okay, this is it, like I have to try to get out, so she uses her son to escape by faking her son's death, and he's like 5, right, by the time they do this? Yeah. So he was born in captivity and then raised in that one room, that's why it's called a room, tiny shed.
Do you think our current bedroom right now is bigger than that room? Or it might be the same size.
It would be about the same square footage, yeah. Pretty close.
Because the room in the movie also had a kitchen and a bathroom, I think. Didn't it?
They weren't like separate rooms, though. They didn't have walls.
Right.
There was just a toilet there in the corner. It was a sad movie. It was really, really depressing, honestly. But the turn of the film is when, like, she teaches her son to, like, play dead. You go in this rug. And then he's going to take you out. And once you're out and in the truck and driving around, you roll out of the rug and then wave to someone on the street, be like, hey, help.
Right.
And
I don't remember how they found the room, though. Because, like, how is he supposed to know where anything is in relation to anything if that's all he's ever been in is that room?
I don't remember what they did. They did something. Oh, I think she... Brie Larson's character put a piece of paper with her description and everything, like, in his mouth or something. Like, he hung on to it. Oh, no, I think it was it was like a tooth. You remember that?
Her tooth?
Yeah. She was just like, the police were questioning the son, and they were like, where's your mom? Where's your parents? And she gave him her mom's tooth because her tooth recently fell out. And she was like, they'll know how to find me if you give them this.
How?
They like DNA tracked it back to back to her because she went missing so long ago.
Yeah, but even then, how do they know the physical location of the address? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh, Ben said it was the number of stop signs. Was that it? I feel like there was something else to it.
It was like I was on the edge of my seat watching it.
Yeah,
because
that part is so stressful.
Because he's like almost not making it out. Like he starts running away from the truck, and the guy comes out and grabs the kid, and the kid's like, "Help! And there was just lucky enough to walk by a pedestrian who was like, "Hey, wait a minute, what's going on?"
Right.
So, anyway, great actress in that movie, but a terrible performance in Captain Marvel, in my opinion. Just kind of stale, straightforward. Just, I'm annoyed with everyone. You annoy me.
Do you feel like she's better at like dramatic roles?
It really
versus like
honestly, it wasn't anything wrong with her in Captain Marvel. It was more just the character that was written. I would almost blame the screenwriter more than Brie. Because she probably, like, I don't really know how much of it was her influence or how much was the director's lack of direction, I should say. The director not really giving advice or anything or pointing things out to anyone, like, because it just felt like such a weakly written character. But anyway.
So yeah, if the plot's not good or the character's not written well, then it doesn't matter how good of an actress she is. right?
Yeah, it doesn't like there can be great actors in bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the cast of the Star Wars prequels is actually a really good cast, but it was just such a terrible script that it doesn't matter. Movie's terrible.
Right.
Um, like Hayden Christensen delivered really terrible lines, but they weren't his lines. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
just delivered them the best way he
Don't
could.
shoot the messenger.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Hayden Christensen or the guy who played Jar Jar Binks, they're not bad actors. They were just given very little direction or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Back
a lot
to
of people get blamed by
the
that.
Room movie. Ben
Mm-hmm.
says he said to the cop they stopped 3 times, so that tracked the room based on going 3 stop signs back from where he was picked up. That sounds really complicated for
It
a
is
kid
really
to remember.
complicated. I don't remember the kids saying that, but I'm sure they explained it in the movie better than what I'm remembering. But yeah, most of the film is the kid adjusting to the world. You know, if you grew up in a room smaller than this room probably, or about the same size.
Smaller than this, I think.
If you grew up in this for like the first 5 years of your life, once you leave it, it would be like, holy
there's
crap.
too much stuff.
There's too much world. And
Too much world.
Too much world. And it gets to the point, I think, where he wants to go back, doesn't he?
Yeah. He starts
Isn't that
freaking out.
weird?
Well, yeah, you want to go back to something that's familiar. Even if it's like not the best situation, it's like
Mm-hmm.
what you know and what you gravitate towards.
He was so used to being that close with his mom. Now when he finds out that there's like houses and buildings and cars.
And I think he
it's
was
just
also
like,
upset
ugh.
that he had to like share her
Mm-hmm.
from that point on. Because before it's just, her and him.
It was a lot to process for a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Didn't he have to wear sunglasses too? Because like the sun was too bright.
Oh yeah, everything was way too bright. And
Way too much stimulation.
Eyes had like never seen the sun, basically.
Well, there was a window, but I don't think it was very.
It was kind of tinted or something.
Yeah,
and it was
or
under
small.
a tree. Yeah, that's a great Brie Larson film. No,
Yeah.
no hate towards Brie Larson. Just
Another
overall.
good one, kind of cringy. Was it Scott Pilgrim Against the World?
Oh, she was in that?
She was.
Who
She was
did
like
she
one
play?
of the, she was like the main villain girl. She was like one of.
We watched that
She
movie
was the
fairly
ex.
recent.
She was Scott's ex.
Weren't there 7 X's? Or am I thinking? No, the girl had 7 X's in Scott Pilgrim.
This
Okay.
was Scott's ex that he didn't get over, and she was like in a band.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
I don't
it up.
remember, but yeah, I
Look it
believe
up.
you. She's been in a lot of stuff. Thank you for the super chat, Price Peterson. Thank you very much. While you're looking that up, can I talk about my my trip today?
Of course.
So, my sister, who may or may not be watching this, hi sis, if you're watching, she invited me to her classroom because she is a first grade teacher. She teaches first grade at a school, obviously, elementary school, and I had never really visited her before while she's at work, and she forgot to pack a lunch today, so she just asked if I could bring her something by. So I decided to bring her just some fruit. And once I got there, all the kids, of course, wanted to meet me because anytime first graders see an adult that's not a teacher, they're like, wait a minute, wait.
Who are you?
Who's that? Why are they here? Why are they here? So I went to the school and I decided that while they were doing their little stations and going around the room, I would just get to know each group. There's like a blue group and a red group and a yellow group. And I just wanted to like interact with them and stuff. And they were hilarious and adorable. It was so much fun just to get to, I got to pretend to be a kid again to a certain extent because I sat with the kids on the floor all cross-legged.
I think that's like part of the reason Emily likes teaching so much. Is kind of lets her be a kid again, and
it does
she
in a
likes
way. Yeah.
Disney and stuff like that.
She does, and she gets the kids pretty well. But she is a great teacher. She's not like the tolerate any kind of shenanigans kind of teacher.
What do you mean?
She cracks down on kids who aren't behaving. She's very quick.
That's good.
And she speaks very softly and very quietly, and yet she has complete control over everything they do. It's interesting how stimulated they are basically by her, how she can just be like, now boys and girls, we're going to look up here and we're not going to turn around and do this. And she has all these sayings and stuff that I don't know. I kind of forgot little details like that about the first grade because that was so long ago.
Yeah.
But it was just funny to see things like, yakety be I can't remember. It was something like sissy, sassy, yesy, yassy. And then they all put their hands on their head.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get like, everyone be quiet, focus on me,
Mm-hmm.
track with your teacher. And then she walks around the room and they all scoot and they just have to eyes on me. And then she runs around the room and they have to like stay focused on her. And that's how she like gets the kids to pay
Calm
attention
down
to her
again.
and calm down. Yeah. And so they would come by the table and just be like, so boys and girls, do we have any questions for Mr. Drew today?
Aw.
And they were
Mr. Drew.
or Mr. Erickson or for my brother
Mr.
Drew.
Andrew.
One of them thought I was her dad, which was a first.
What? Oh, that makes no sense.
No,
Is it the beard?
it's funny when kids don't really in the first grade have a good idea of age, which is why that's the most fun question to ask them.
Yeah.
How old do you think I am? And they'll get it way off.
You're 59.
Yeah. They're like, well, I'm 6, so you must be 100. You know, and it's always funny like that.
So how old do they think like their grandparents are? Like 500?
I don't know. They usually don't deduct anything like that.
No?
They would say things like, so Emily's 24. How old is Drew? And he's my younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like 50. It's like, nope, doesn't work that way.
They don't know how to count that high.
Yeah,
Yet.
it'd be like that would be older. But we got a super chat from Latrell who says I should donate $100 to see your reaction.
Don't do it.
Do it. You'd love my reaction.
Cry. Can I show
She
you?
will.
Brie
Will
Larson?
you promise to cry?
Yes. I'll just think of something really sad.
Okay.
So this was Brie Larson as Envy Adams in
Oh,
Scott Pilgrim.
I could barely recognize her.
Really?
Huh.
Come on, the blonde.
She doesn't look like Brie Larson in that picture. Not really.
Really? Not that?
That a little
Barely?
bit. She looks more like Jennifer Lawrence in that picture. Doesn't
little
she?
bit.
Weird. Yeah, one of the kids asked me if I was adopted. That was a fun question.
Did she explain why though? Like
No, kids don't explain why.
Okay.
They just ask things. I think I think that they didn't think I looked different from Emily or anything. They were just genuinely curious. Like they didn't mean it in a offensive way. They didn't mean it in a hurtful way. They were just genuinely curious. Like, are you adopted? Like they, normally as adults or as teenagers, that would be considered kind of as an insult. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with being adopted, but generally that's not something you just kind of drop on someone.
Right.
You don't typically just.
So do they
like,
also think that Emily's adopted, or like what's?
I don't know. I just really wish I knew the logic behind like why did someone look at me and Emily, and I think we look pretty similar.
Yeah,
we
you guys look like twins. Almost.
Yeah, I think we look like twins too. And the idea that someone was like, I wonder if he's adopted.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh. I wasn't offended or anything. I just thought it was funny. And they asked about my
Jacket?
sweatshirt. They said, that's a cool jacket. What does that mean? So I had to explain to them what Discord is.
Mm-hmm.
And they never heard the word Discord. So I gave them the definition, and then I told them how it
isn't
works.
Isn't the definition of discord like the opposite of harmony? Like everything's like in chaos, out of order.
You should look it up.
You
should. Like, you got the
did it.
computer up there. Latrell! Holy crap!
Latrell.
They super chatted
You're
$100.
crazy.
Cool.
We're ending the stream
Thank you.
now. The stream is canceled.
Don't say that. No, we got to keep streaming. Thank you so much.
Do I have to cry?
Yeah.
What did he say, hon? You gonna read
Who?
it? Latrell.
Oh, okay. He says, I bet you guys thought I was kidding. I really wasn't. Lol. I love a Samsung enthusiast and tech YouTuber.
Wow. Awesome.
Wow.
Thank
you
so
very much. That was very sweet
That's
of you.
crazy.
Appreciate it. So.
Oh, everyone's gonna think or expect me to cry.
It's
Well, this
too
is
late.
a podcast, guys. So let's just say I cried, and the podcast listeners will think that I did.
Well, you said it now.
You
You should just go splash some water on your eyes.
Okay.
Just for the thumbnail. Like,
already
insane
paid the thumbnail.
donation amount. We've had 2 people donate $100 now.
Mm-mm. The other person donated $99.99.
Oh, well, they were in the
You're
red.
the highest
the red
donator ever, I think, on this channel.
Wow.
Right?
Not technically, but
Why?
probably of this year.
Technically, what's the most you've ever gotten?
One time, I think we were live on Talks, and I got I think it was like a $200 super chat. That was years ago.
What did they want?
That was a long
Was
time
it the
ago.
wet T-shirt guy?
No, what are you talking about? What's the
Or,
wet
no,
T-shirt
maybe
guy?
not wet T-shirt. There was like a guy who,
What are you talking about?
some guy like asked you to take your shirt off. Do
Oh,
you
and
not
I did
remember?
it.
Yeah, but you had another shirt
Yeah.
underneath. Not wet T-shirt. Sorry, that's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. It was I mean, it was a troll, but by all means, I did do it. So
You did.
they asked me to take my shirt off, and I took my shirt off.
Someone was asking earlier, what's the easiest way to reach you? And I have the answer for this.
What is it?
You just put your arm out like this. Reach.
You're being all silly today.
What?
I love how you're
I don't know what he's talking
double
about.
double entendres.
Just look him up on Twitter.
I don't know who his name was. This was Attic days. This was like 20.
I don't want to
15.
know what his name was.
No, I
honestly.
don't either.
He
But
was
I'm
a
just
creep.
saying, I roughly remember that happening. But that was like 2015, I think. That was years and years ago.
Wait, the guy who asked you to take your shirt off?
Yeah,
No, we were dating when this happened. I remember I was
it
like,
was.
I remember you used to like pour water on your head.
Do you
pour
guys remember those
Gatorade.
streams? I didn't pour Gatorade.
You did. You
No,
so
I didn't.
Uh-huh. You had a cup of Gatorade.
I hate Gatorade. I never pour it on me.
Hun, you would drink your Gatorade. Do you not remember this? We had to like look through the past videos we've done because
Was it really Gatorade? I think it was something else.
you did Gatorade and I was really mad at you.
Why? I don't drink Gatorade. That's
You
why
did.
I'm confused by this.
I swear you drank it in your white apple cup. Can you guys confirm this, please?
Does anyone remember this?
Does anyone remember the Gatorade thing?
That was my first live stream when you poured water on your head. I remember water.
I remember Gatorade.
Are you angry that YouTube take 1/3 of super chat revenue?
It's actually like 40%,
I don't think so.
maybe even half.
I think it's 30.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I feel like,
I've checked with YouTube, and that's what I was told.
well,
They could be
YouTube
lying.
can lie.
That's true. But here's the bizarre thing: when you stream on Twitch, for some reason, people
are saying Gatorade happened.
I think it happened.
Think it. Okay,
These
if
are
there's like
some-
5 people. See, Gatorade happened. I do. It was Gatorade.
These are some long-term fans. Holy crap!
This was not that long ago. It's 2017 because we were dating. You were still in the attic, green room.
How long was I dating you in the attic? We were long distance?
No, I was in America.
Okay. You sure we weren't friends at that point?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
I never came over to your house.
Man.
I never
I-
came over to your house when we were dating. Maybe one, or like when we were friends. Maybe once I
Yeah,
came
you
over.
had dinner once, I think.
Yeah, that was really awkward, by the way.
Why was it awkward?
The first time I ever met your parents,
Okay.
this was like a year and a half-ish before we started dating.
Mm-hmm.
I literally got lost in your hometown, and I had a flip phone cell phone that
That's
died.
right. You didn't have smartphones.
I was
back then.
literally, I printed out the directions to get to your house. And I was so
on paper.
Yes, on paper. And I was so completely lost. I was like on the other side of town. I took one wrong turn and like completely threw me off. And then ended up being an hour late to dinner.
It's kind of adorable, honestly, thinking back.
I
at
felt so bad. Like
Well,
literally, I thought your parents were going to hate me for
No.
being like super late.
because you know how my parents are. You know,
I didn't know them at the time.
they
I
love
just-
to just explode at people. You know,
I just remembered like sitting at dinner and feeling really awkward because I was like, oh my gosh, they're judging me. Probably like they probably hate me and would never want me to date their son or anything. Not that that was on my mind at the time, but
I don't think so at all. I thought they were being really nice.
they were really nice. I'm
Good.
just saying I felt awkward.
Okay.
And I felt like I disrespected them by being an hour late. And the pizza
They-
was cold.
No, they understood completely because we've had lots of people try to find the house who couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I think they were more just shocked that I was like wanting to date someone who wasn't like into phones and watches as much as I was. But I'm glad I was.
How is that a shock? Do they expect like every girl you date to be into technology?
I don't know. They just they must have thought I would be into people that had my similar interests. Because the audience was always like that. That used to be a really common question before I was dating you.
Mm-hmm.
People would always be like, would you date a girl if she had a really nice personality, but she used a Pixel? And I was like, of course, that doesn't matter to me. That's a tiny thing. Like, one of my best friends uses Android. I don't care. Every girl I date is into memes. That was important to me, though. Louise was very into memes. In fact,
I still like memes, but my meme game has just gone down. Ever since I started working, I just don't have much time.
you explain memes in your head to me, though, that are really good.
What do you mean? What do you meme?
There's that one. One was when we texted our landlord that we had termites at our house.
Mm-hmm.
He said, he just texted us back, I'm coming over. And you made a hypothetical meme that you explained to me. Do you remember what it was?
It was the I'm coming over joke, right?
Yeah, it was something like...
It's like, this is how our landlord is. His girlfriend says, hey, babe. Or she texts him, hey, babe, my parents are gone. Come over. He's like, I can't. And then she texts, I have termites on my way.
Yeah.
Coming over.
On my way. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
He legit, like, as soon as we texted him, we had termites. 10 minutes later, he's like, I'm coming over. And I was like, I'm about to leave. Like, you want to be over here by yourself?
I think you wanted to take a nap. You were like, I'm going to take a nap right now.
I was so upset.
And then
honestly.
you texted the landlord, like, there's termites, by the way. And he's like, I'll be there right away.
Know,
and you're like, I can't sleep now.
I know.
Just sleep with the termites. Why
I
not?
mean, I guess I could have slept and just, like, let him do his thing. But that would be awkward.
Yeah, that would have been awkward.
Anyways,
but
Latrell keeps
it's donated
donating.
twice. Holy crap.
3 times now.
Let's catch up.
Okay, I'll read this one.
Okay.
He says, I want to challenge the person who donated the most and see what you'll buy on the 21st with this. What does that mean?
What do you mean what I'll buy? Is there something in
Also,
specific you want me to buy?
This person? I don't know if they exist anymore.
What's the most somebody donated? I want to challenge
You
them.
said like 200, right?
Someone, I think it was Nick, honestly,
Yeah.
who like years ago used
Nick
to super chat.
He's one of our most generous.
One of. I think Almo's got him beat.
Who?
Almo.
I don't know who that is.
Almo's the Twitch. He donated via Twitch one time on a stream.
Just one time?
He's donated lots of times. But he got into a bidding war and donated like, it was 2 guys. It was Almo and this other guy named David that had a infinite amount of bits, it felt like. It had he had so many bits that he kept throwing them. He was like,
wow,
boom. He's the guy who basically paid for my 10S Max. Because on the tech stream where we reacted to the Apple event where they unveiled the 10S and the 10R, he basically donated like $1,100 over the course of the stream.
That's crazy.
And that is crazy.
You must have watched like so many ads.
Certain people I've heard, and this is my best theory on that, because usually all the time people are like, oh, it must have his mom's credit card. But when they do it like consistently over months and months, it means that A, either their mom doesn't care that much about the credit card.
Or B,
they have some...
They robbed a bank.
They robbed a bank. There's no way someone would actually donate this much. But there was one stream where he got into a bidding war with another guy named David, and I think collectively they donated like over $3,000 in one stream. It was insane. And that was
the craziest day ever.
It was bizarre because it wasn't even like a special event. I wasn't reacting to anything. It wasn't like a special live stream. It was like an average like Q&A, and there was like 80 people watching, but they both were just flexing so hard on each other. They were like, 1,000 bits, 10,000 bits, 50,000 bits, and they kept topping each other. But I've heard, that's
lifting each other.
Yeah, exactly. All those bit animations, like bring, bring.
Latrell.
But I think
Latrell needs to chill.
Wouldn't donate
if you're a tech
YouTuber,
you need to like save up some money for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the super chat, though. We do appreciate it.
I'll read his comment. He says,
okay.
Gets a refund for all the donations. Lol, just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't donate at all if I would just get a refund.
No, I'm pretty sure
YouTube
has rules about that.
If anyone ever like accidentally donated twice, didn't we say there should be like a refund button?
from the creator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't agree to the viewer. I don't think the viewer should be able to super chat and then take it back right after, because then they could fool a lot of creators. Chargebacks,
Plus, I feel
right?
like YouTube wouldn't want all that lost revenue as well.
No,
Like,
YouTube's invested in this too. So when I think there's terms and conditions when you agree to send super chat. That's like, hey, by the way, if the creator you're watching said they would do something for a certain price and you donate and they don't do it, you can't sue them. That's like in the terms.
wow.
So they're like,
Wait,
that's
sorry, can you say that again? I was like,
okay.
wow,
I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I like that you said wow though.
Well,
Wow,
I
what
knew
did you
it was
say?
something crazy that
Yeah.
you said.
No, so give you an example. If we, for instance, said, someone donates $300 in super chat, Drew will do a Fortnite dance on this table.
Mm-hmm.
If someone donated $300 in super chat and I didn't do the dance, they can't sue me or anything. Like, I can't get in legal trouble for that.
Oh, that's interesting. So there's no, you can't be held liable for anything.
You'll
Anything
get
you say?
criticized, obviously, by your audience. They'll be like, dude, he spent $300 and you're not going to do it. Like,
Right.
you'll be hated, obviously, and you'll probably feel bad for it in that regard. But there are terms and conditions that say, like, that's not allowed. Like, you can't, there's like a legal thing that says, like, okay, even if they say they're going to do it and they don't, you can't get like legally involved.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
Also, Crazy Man says, I want a fake plant. I don't know if you're referring to Leafy over here, but he's very real. He's a very real plant. And also he's leaning a little bit today. And it makes me really sad because I think I either overwatered him or underwatered him, one of those. But he's dying, basically. Should I put the tea on him? His little cone.
We're using Tailosive power to fix Leafy here.
Put this aside.
If I donate, would you do a Fortnite dance on the table? $300. That's the number.
Should we bring Dares back?
What are the pour the water on my head dares?
Well, maybe not that.
I wonder if I permanently put mold there. Because I dumped a
Where?
lot of water in the attic back then.
But there wasn't mold there.
Maybe there is. We don't know. They're selling the house, so.
Well, not our problem anymore.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, so this is
No Gatorade.
This is how we keep Leafy stood up. We just put him through the hole like that.
I never bought Gatorade. That's why I'm so confused.
I swear, hon, you really think I'm faking?
I don't think
I
you're
can
faking.
probably pinpoint, like, okay, it was a text stream maybe.
Well, yeah. I didn't do that for other streams. I'm sure it was a text stream, and I'm sure I dumped something that wasn't water. I just don't think it was Gatorade.
It was Gatorade. I promise you. It was red Gatorade.
Maybe I lied to the audience and told them it was Gatorade.
I was drinking it with you.
Oh, you were there.
Oh, my goodness. You were crazy.
Okay.
Maybe I lied to the audience. It was just water with red food dye. Why would you drink water with red food dye?
Well, I always lie to the audience.
I guess it's better than lying on them. On them.
Yeah. I lie for your protection. If I donate 1 penny, you have to break your phone.
Yes, I'll do it. We have
If you could find a way to donate a penny in Super Chat, then by all means.
You'll break the internet if you do that.
Can't be more than a penny, though. It has to be 1 penny.
Exactly 1 penny.
Or it'll be like...
How are we going to split that with YouTube, though?
Be like
they
Kimmy
take a
Schmidt,
third of a penny?
and they get they Super Chat negative $1.
Oh, okay. So I started watching Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah.
Kimmy Smith. How do you say it? I can't even say the name of the show. Drew, that's a bad word.
No, I just said it so fast. We're good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything bad.
No.
Anyways, it's a show called The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt on Netflix, and I'm still on season 1. But there's a really funny scene where one of the characters named Titus goes up to the bank, and he's like, he puts in his card. He looks at his account balance, and it's $2.
Right.
And then he looks at his hand. He's holding a pack of Crazy Straws that costs $2.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, or the ATM machine asks, I'm telling the story really horribly.
No, you're not. You got it.
How much money do you want to take out? And $2 isn't an option. So you're like, clicks
It's-
other amount.
Yeah.
He types in $2, and then a dollar bill comes out and it says,
No. You're missing a part.
What?
It says $2 and it says you will be charged a $3 fee for this transaction. Like
How did
to
I
get
forget
$2 cash, there will be a
Yeah.
$3 fine.
And like normally that would just mean like an overdraft fee in your account.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll charge you $30 for like having negative money,
Right.
but they'll still give you the $2, but you'll just like owe them 30 next time. But in this case, he clicked withdraw, and then a dollar bill came out. He's like, -$1.
They gave him a bill that had -1 on it.
It was like
How does
one
that
of the
even work?
funniest things I've ever seen.
So if you have that bill, you owe the bank $1.
Yeah.
Could they do that in Super Chat? Someone donates -$1. It's like,
like-
you owe me now.
Yeah. You have $2 in your account.
That happened as a glitch one time in the YouTube Studio app.
Really?
It said I think it was on the Talks channel. It
Oh,
said
yeah.
I made
You made negative money or something?
Yeah, I was like, how much revenue did we make today? And YouTube was like -$2. And I was like,
Maybe they started charging you like just to keep your channel up and running.
so how does that work though? Like AdSense only wires me money. AdSense never takes money out of my account.
Maybe it's
If you got enough-
$2 from another day.
So if you got enough negative money, would they
Yeah.
start charging you for that video was so bad. You're going to have
Which
to
one?
pay, I don't know, just some video that causes the revenue to go that low. For uploading that, we're going to ask for $5 cuz it was horrible and terrifying. Oh god.
So many people want to donate us negative money. Thank you. You want
Like
to
the
take
strategy.
money away from us.
You want to make money, kids? Just super chat $.
Yeah.
It works.
Then we pay you.
It's so simple. You know what's sad, because people were talking about super chat and YouTube taking a third or more potentially.
Wasn't there another adpocalypse or something?
Nah, I mean, people were calling it adpocalypse, but it wasn't as bad. As someone who was a small creator growing during the adpocalypse, I know how bad it was. That more recent adpocalypse was not that bad. It was probably more. It was probably more applying to channels that had kids in them, because they were starting to like basically demonetize and turn off the comments on any video that a minor appeared in. And I guess I don't have those, so I'm not worried about it really. But no, the difference was the first adpocalypse. Like I could upload any video and it would instantly get demonetized. Didn't matter what it was.
What about that Ryan opens toy box?
Yeah, they probably got hit hard. But
I heard
they
he
make
was
plenty.
making like $8 million a year. $8 million, and he's like 7 years old.
Well, the money doesn't go to the 7-year-old, obviously. But
Some of it, he can buy
probably
whatever
goes-
pizza he wants at Chuck E. Cheese's.
I doubt the 7-year-old has any control over that money. It probably goes into a trust that he has access to when he's 18.
Well, that's what you want to think, but like, what if the mom is just spending like as much money as she wants on Chanel and Gucci purses and stuff like that?
Well, she probably is, but there's some child labor laws that prevent that kind of thing from happening. But
Well,
if
that
she
depends
is,
that depends on if they live in the U.S. Are they in the U.S.? Are they in another country? Because laws might not protect him.
I don't
in
know
that
much
case.
about that channel. They could be in the U.S., but
Yikes.
even if she is doing it, she'll probably get in trouble if that ends up being the truth. And I assume she's not going to get in trouble because of how big a channel it is. It's kind of hard to do things secretly in that regard. He probably has agents and you know.
Really?
Well, not the kid, but I mean that channel. People pretend
seems so
like it's just a
simple.
kid, but it's not. There's like a bunch of behind the scenes work going on. The kid's just the star of the show.
Well, you don't know if like they're actually hiring people or if the mom's doing the editing and the dad's buying all the toys and like selecting them, or maybe he selects them. Also,
Yeah,
I
I don't
heard
know.
he sells
know.
his own toy in Walmart or something called the Golden Egg.
Do you think he
I'm
pitched
literally
that, or
just
do you
telling you
think?
guys what I heard from someone else. I did not do
Okay.
any research. This might all be wrong.
I'm just
but-
saying, like, I doubt the kid like actually developed a toy and patented it and then submitted it to Walmart. Like, that's all handled by other people.
Yeah, no, I know that. But I mean, like the videos themselves sound simple enough that they could be run just by the family and not
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. But I know that the articles that post how much money each channel makes are often guessing. They don't have much data to work off of. Like channels were saying, PewDiePie makes $100 million a year. And it's like, it doesn't show if it's true because he, shoots on a 720p webcam in one room.
Hey,
But
quality has nothing to do with it. It's the people that keep coming back for him.
yeah, no,
his
it's
personality.
true. It's just, yeah. Wherever his money's going, I don't know.
My goal is to start the very first 144p channel, and it's all potato quality.
I don't think you'd be alone. I'm pretty
Really?
sure that's been done. Yeah.
Just like even now, this year, this day and age.
Yeah. No, I can think of channels that are very low.
That
low quality. Maybe not 144.
But like that's the whole shtick of this channel. Is it's all really low quality videos.
Mm-hmm. On my old channel that I'm not revealing yet, but will one day, there was a video that Ross made that was animated, that was 144p only. Like you couldn't undo it. It was you couldn't select 240p if you wanted to. Like it was stuck at 144. That's the only video I know we've ever done that was 144 only, but that was a long time ago.
Well, I feel like animations are a little different though. Right? They don't need to be like as high quality if it's a 2D
144p though is basically a GIF. It's like really low. I'll show you it
GIFs
later.
are great.
Right. A GIF with audio. Krista White super chatted. Thank you very much. And said, do what Ben said. Make a negative super chat short. I wonder how that short would work. Because we'd have to like animate something somehow to make it seem.
Or maybe you could just say, they donated negative $2.
I always get short ideas like that.
Your bank account like starts going down or something.
But there's no visual. I just have to say it.
Well, you could create a visual. Is it hard?
Yeah.
Probably.
No, that's I usually get short ideas like that, and I do mean short. They're just like, make a short where you wake up and everything's a Samsung product. I'm like, that's easy. Sure, we just have to go spend $3,000. That'll be no problem, and then return all of it. It's like I make these shorts in about an hour. That's about as much time as I have. You must be really good
at sewing.
You're reminding me of Ross. Ross always.
Why?
Because Ross always makes those crazy double entendre jokes.
Really?
Yeah, where you like take.
Why did he not do that when he was around me?
I have no idea.
He only made references that you two understood, and I felt really awkward.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't control him.
Latrell Jennings donated again. He said,
"Thank you."
Has donated -$4. Description: Wendy's 4 for $4.
Oh.
Okay.
Wendy's 4 for $4.
So
that's
that means
a good deal.
we owe him a Wendy's 4 for $4.
We'll have to cut out of our $100 super chat to pay for that 4 for $4. Uh-oh. We'll rebuild somehow. Yeah, the Galaxy Boy short, exactly. But I am upset that I wasn't able to produce a short last weekend. But there's just so much stuff happening. It's impossible to stay on top of everything. But I'll try my hardest. I'll try my darndest to stay on top.
Yeah.
But we've still got lots of moving to do. But we have a ton of shorts planned for when Nick and Randy come up. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hopefully we can.
Can we have a sneak peek to any of them?
One of them I think was going to be like the Mac. Hi, I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. Mm-hmm. Except it was going to be with the iPad Pro and the Pixel Slate.
Okay.
So I was going to be the iPad Pro, and I'm like at 60 FPS, and then he's the Slate, and he's like 15 FPS.
Or who, Randy or Nick?
Nick. And we'll use the green screen for the background to be white. And I think another one.
Why not Randy? Is he not good enough for the short?
There'll be another shorts. I don't know. It's just we thought that it would be a good role for Nick or something. I don't know. One of the shorts was called Data Hoarders. It was going to be like one of those TLC shows about people who hoard, but it's about someone
it's all
who
like SD cards.
No, just he has like a lot of movies on his phone.
Oh.
And it's like a documentary crew. I think Randy will be the host or something, and it's like, today we're looking into the life of someone who doesn't know how to delete anything.
Can
and
I
he
be
just
one of
has
them?
like
I have like 3,000 photos on my phone.
They wrote the script
Oh, okay.
So I
Well,
think
I'll let them.
you might have a
do-
role or something in it at
You
some
guys
point.
can do what you want.
But yeah, but there's a lot of shorts like that. But I don't know if we'll get to all of them. I guess all I have to do is not edit them. If we just film and I don't think about editing them until later, then yeah, I can get them done pretty quick. If we just because they're only here for like 4 days. So just
Yeah.
film all these, put them on a hard drive, and then edit them 1 week at a time. And if we miss any shots, then we're kind of screwed because they're gone. So hopefully it all works out. These aren't my ideas though. Both those shorts were Randy and Nick's ideas, but I have a ton of Saturday short ideas that take place outside of the office, but I can't film.
Like what? Give me an example.
Shoot, I had one earlier today. It was
You need to write these down so you don't forget.
I do. It was something about, man, I swear, you're right. I do need to write things down, but I never remember to. So I got to write down to remember to write things down.
Remind yourself to remind yourself to remind
Right.
yourself.
Yeah, it's getting too much. It's just like these podcasts. I'll be in the middle of the day and be like, "Ooh, I should bring that up on the podcast," and then
And
the
then you
podcast
forget.
comes along. I'm like, "Oh yeah, what were we doing?" That's what I get ideas for other things.
Yeah.
What did you think of that Aladdin trailer I
I
showed
was
you?
just about to bring that up.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
read my mind.
What did you think, hon?
It looks cool. I
Yeah.
like the visuals so far.
Good.
Will Smith looks really weird as a buff dude.
Is
A
it
blue
because you
buff
know he's
dude.
not buff like
yeah,
that? I mean, he's not out of shape,
but
but
he just kind of lanky.
he looks like a normal guy. You know,
Yeah.
he doesn't look like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, painted blue.
It definitely gave me like a Bollywood vibe though.
Yeah, that's like all the comments on the video.
I
of
have
people
nothing
saying
against
Bollywood.
that. I do want to watch the animated version though before
Me too.
watching that version because I don't remember watching the original version.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of know what happens, but I don't know the details.
Yeah, I think for those who don't know, the Aladdin, there's a new Aladdin trailer, not the dank one, but the new one just came out today.
And it's on Will Smith's channel. Like how
Yeah.
random is that?
And he said, "Oh, this is the first Aladdin trailer," and it wasn't. That's the funny
That
thing.
was like
There's been 2 Aladdin
that was
trailers.
really scary. Like
and yet
how
he was like,
close that was to his voice.
"Sorry."
Like who are you?
Oh, I've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
There's been
You've
in
gotten
so
really
many
good
memes.
at like mocking and copying people, imitating people.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah, you are really good at that.
Who else do I imitate well?
Um,
You think of one?
probably like some character, someone from 90 Day Fiance.
Okay, tell me who to imitate. I'll do my best impression.
Devar.
Oh, okay. That's the one from Jamaica, right?
Yeah, and he sends money.
What's poppin', man? That's not an imitation. He legit said that.
Yeah, he said that. Not
also
even
said,
man. He said mon.
You have to
What's
realize-
poppin', mon?
I need to work and send money back to my sister.
It sounds like you're trying to do like an Australian accent, but like a Southern Australian.
Louise. No, that's
Can't tell
not.
the difference.
That's not
I
an
guess.
Australian accent. But he says I have to make money for my sister to send home and take care of her. And a lot of people think I'm using it for the green card. That's not true. I'll set yourself straight. I'll set you straight, man.
Set you straight, man.
Okay, that's
That's
Devar.
pretty good.
I don't feel as confident as Devar, but
Oh yeah.
Who
He's
else?
like crazy.
think of a different one.
Paula.
I went to live in Miami because that's where all my friends are from Colombia. And I love my Colombian girlfriends. And we go out and party and drink. But my husband doesn't like how scandalous I get when I do my modeling.
Gosh.
And I keep trying to tell him, this is work, okay? There's nothing romantic about it. This is my job and it's my body. I'm going to make you and your family happy and be a housewife, okay? I don't know.
How is that so spot on? Like, oh, wow.
Colombia. Hey, honey. Thank you for finally moving to Miami. I have a job in New Jersey. I have to move to
That was
Washington
way
now, and you can't come with me.
That made no sense to me. Like she begged her husband to come move to Miami.
She worked.
He's there for
She works
1 month.
never. She kept saying, like, we have to move to Miami to get a job.
That's where all the jobs are.
That's where I have to work. I can't work here in Oklahoma. And then she goes to Miami and never works one gig. And then when she finally finds a job, it's not through her agent that she signed up for.
Yeah, it's just some dude that found her on Instagram.
It's some dude who was scrolling through Instagram.
He's like, hey, I got a new artist here. He's in reggaeton. Like,
he was scrolling.
How are you going to trust this guy that says he's an artist?
He was scrolling through Instagram and went, that's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
And then DM'd her. And now it's in New Jersey. So, yeah, she's messed up.
She's all over the place. It's like wherever her husband is where she doesn't want to be. Exactly. Like what's another person?
I like this game.
That one like little girl.
Little girl.
I forgot her name. It's like Caroliam or something, and she had the Mormon husband. You remember we always quote her? We quote them like, "You look too pretty as a model," or something.
Thank you. I don't see her very much.
She's not very quotable.
She was season 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
how about Danielle or Muhammad? Those are like the best people.
I hate Muhammad so much. Yep. It's not fair what you're doing. Waiting till the day of the wedding to decide. We only know these because they've played them. Much. They've played them back like 80 times. Right. So I don't like what Mohammed did to me and my girls. He hurt them. So that's why I'm filing the annulment.
She does not make a creepy
She's
face
always
like that.
Smiling. Even if she's talking about terrible things, she's always smiling.
Maybe
that's what I noticed.
She just can't not smile. She's happy? No, she's not happy.
She has nothing.
Sorry,
I would win.
Blew your headphones out. Guys.
Sorry about that.
We don't know how to stay at the same level.
Yeah. The Aladdin trailer I thought looked good. To bring it back to that topic.
Better than the first one, right?
For some reason, the animation they showed in that last one was just awful, and in this one, it looks much better. And I'm like, what did you show us? What was that? Because that looked awful. This new footage looks much better. So I don't know why they didn't start with the good footage, because I think the CG in this trailer looks perfectly fine. Looks perfectly fine and adequate. Mm-hmm. I like the sound of the music because we got a snip of Will Smith singing "Friend Like Me."
It was kind of like a rap, not rap, but like
it's just a more quick pace.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type style.
Yeah, how did they get that?
Sing it for us.
Oh, that's hot. You ain't never had a
like me.
Yeah. Rewind time. Robin Williams. He's not here anymore. We had to rewrite the song so we could redistribute the music. We're going to make a fortune. Yeah, that's how they did it.
Are they not allowed to play that music anymore?
Yeah, it's not on Apple Music for some reason. I think that's why. There's some really, really messy stuff in Robin Williams' contract that was like, you can't distribute here, and here any music that he sings in. Yeah, it was like it applied after he died, and his family makes money.
I'm pretty sure there's like some sort of copyright thing that says like if you've been dead for this long, then your art isn't like it's free to share or something.
Yeah, I think it's like 70 years.
Is that it?
Because that recently happened. I mean within like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. That recently happened with Sherlock Holmes. Like the creator of Sherlock Holmes.
Like the original Sherlock Holmes from like the 20s?
Yeah, the one who had the rights to Sherlock Holmes died like 70 years ago, so now it becomes public domain.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah. So when that happened, that's why you saw the BBC Sherlock Holmes and you saw the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes and then there was a bunch of Sherlock Holmes that all came out at once because it suddenly became public domain. So when that happens, yeah, you can do it. You can do it.
I've never actually watched Sherlock Holmes.
Any of them?
Nope.
Not the show? Not the movies?
No.
You might like the show. I liked season 1 and 2.
I think maybe I watched like half an episode with you and I was like really confused.
Well, if you walk in on it, it's confusing. But yeah, Sherlock Gnomes.
Sherlock
Thank
Gnomes.
you.
Was that a thing?
I forgot about.
What is that? What?
Oh, sorry. Red Letter Media makes fun of.
Isn't wearing a shirt.
Oh shoot! I forgot. Take your shirt off. Red Letter Media merch available. This shirt doesn't fit me.
Fits you great, hun.
They always joke about Sherlock Gnomes because there's a scene where like one of the gnomes dances in like a weird.
But what is this? Is this like a kids movie?
It's a movie kind of based off Sherlock Holmes, except it's a bunch of garden gnomes.
So is it part of like the same people as like Romeo and Juliet? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Loki, I was like digging
Thor.
Romeo. No. Digging?
You said Loki.
Oh.
Sorry.
High key.
See, I did the double entendre thing.
No.
That's what you were doing.
I don't like superheroes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Only villains.
Cool. Well, Loki's a villain, so.
Oh, okay.
That works.
That works. Yeah, Romeo and Juliet, like the music in it was poppin'. Because it was all Elton John,
Oh,
but like
nice.
different. I don't know if it was like
poppin'.
originally sung by him or like
Mm-hmm.
covers, but yeah, I liked all the Elton John songs.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been some Queen too. I don't remember.
They always, so there's a story. I'm just going to tell this story
Okay.
from Red Letter Media. If you guys don't watch Red Letter Media, you should, because they're my favorite YouTube channel on the site. No doubt. I love PewDiePie. PewDiePie's great, but Red Letter Media takes the cake, in my opinion, just because of how hilarious and how much I watch their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But so when they watched Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, there was a Sherlock Gnomes trailer before
The movie?
the movie.
Okay.
And Mike Stacklasa, his kind of...
Is he the alcoholic? I
well,
mean,
they're all alcoholics. They all the plot of Red Letter Media is that basically everyone's drunk, and they're all kind of old men. They're not, Mike's easily in his 40s, and he confused the Yoda scene in The Last Jedi with a clip from Sherlock Gnomes, where one of the gnomes is like dancing in like doing a booty dance in like a G-string or whatever.
What? They showed that?
Yeah, it was like one of those weird animated movies where they like to show off the butt of a character, and that's the joke, is that there's a butt.
But it was like a gnome butt, right?
It's not funny. Yeah. It's not funny on its own. What I'm laughing at is the fact that Mike thought that Yoda did that.
Was he serious?
Yeah. And they said, Mike, you have legitimate dementia. Like,
well,
it's time
this
to...
is why you shouldn't watch movies when you're drunk.
or
like,
this is why you
supposed to-
should, because it's hilarious.
Yeah, but okay.
I don't
Alcoholism
watch,
is
I don't
funny.
get drunk or anything, but I love watching RLM get drunk. So...
Isn't there another channel called like Drunk Disney or something?
I've heard of
And they
that,
watch
but they
Disney movies
slowed down on making content a while ago.
because now they're all in rehab. They're like, we can't do this anymore.
I loved that episode so much. Mike was like, "Do you guys remember when Yoda was in a G-string and started dancing?" And they were like, "Mike, what are you talking about?"
Maybe he had a dream about it, like fused both movies
It's
into the
just
same.
funny to me that he thought that would happen in a Star Wars movie. They always cut to that shot
Yeah.
whenever they talk about dumb American movies. He was like, because they were reviewing another film on Half in the Bag called Annihilation, that they thought was really good. That like it was like an all-female cast.
This is a movie?
Yeah, Annihilation.
Yeah, but the Half in the Bag, are those like the bad movies they do?
No, Half in the Bag is just any recent movie that came out.
Recent. Okay.
They review current movies. And they were reviewing Annihilation, and they were like, it's this great film, and it's flopping. It's like an all-female cast. It's really diverse, and that's really great. And the plot was excellent, and the CG was amazing, and the special effects and cinematography.
Is this Ghostbusters?
No.
I mean, what are we talking about?
Annihilation.
Okay.
So
I've never heard of this.
exactly, that was their point, is that like it was a really great film that was really thought-provoking and diverse, and yet no one has heard of it. And he's like, that's because like people who enjoy like good movies and good scripts, they like sit at home and watch them on Netflix, and they drink scotch, and they're like, that film was excellent. It represents character in the state. And they like critique films adequately, and then the Americans who go to movie theaters like want to eat nachos while watching movies.
Yeah.
And that's and then when he said they want to eat nachos, they cut to the garden gnome dance. Oh God, it's a great channel. Anyways,
are they still making videos?
Yeah, they uploaded their Captain Marvel half in the bag yesterday.
Did they like
funny.
it?
No.
I feel like you just copy whatever they think.
Well,
Am I wrong?
I watch their stuff a lot of the time because I agree with a lot of the things they say.
But you don't know you're going to agree until you watch it.
Well, my thoughts didn't change on Captain Marvel after the half in the bag.
Okay.
But and there are some movies I disagree with them on.
Like?
I really liked Rogue One. And they hate Rogue One. I thought it was great. I loved it. They thought that Solo, a Star Wars story, was pretty good, and I hated it. I disagreed with them on that. I didn't think it was good. But it's usually just how funny they are on camera that is what makes me enjoy them. But yeah,
so are we missing something? Like, should we start an alcoholic problem?
No.
So we can be funnier?
In order to review movies adequately, we just have to start drinking. No, I wouldn't do that. That's not worth it.
I drink every day.
You do?
Yeah, water, obviously. I would die.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, God. Is there anything else on our list you wanted to get to?
I think we talked about pretty much everything.
Okay. So we can wrap it up. So, any closing thoughts?
Have you ever seen a dream where you ever have a thing that
do you want it? Did you want?
I don't know if anyone else got that reference.
You so much
was that a Vine?
You can do anything? No.
It's
like a good 20 seconds. Have you ever had a dream?
Have you ever had a dream?
That always makes Wyatt laugh. That's like one of his favorite internet clips. Yeah.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
That last sentence is kind of creepy.
Yeah, I know.
You want him to do you so much that
what? He didn't know what he was saying.
I know.
I'm going to take a wild
what
assumption
he was trying to say.
and say he didn't know. Oh, sorry. He didn't know what that was. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate you.
Yes.
And we'll see you all in the next one. Expect a couple more videos tonight.
Bye.
Bye-bye.